watch Mr. Heavyweight Boxing today.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Chris, the Nightmare Ariel, and you're watching Mr. Boxing today.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man, while I do my little workout here, I'm gonna chop it up a little bit about boxing with y'all, man. Try to knock out a workout and some boxing talk at the same time. Talk about that AJ and Usyk rematch. Also got Philippe Herkovic on the card with Zhang taking on Zhang, and then you got James the Beast Wilson taking on the cruiserweight that's moving up right now, Andrew Tabiti. So we're gonna talk about it while I work out, man. So with the let's start with Tabiti and Wilson. First, let me say with Wilson, man, I follow on Instagram. I love what he's doing with his kids, man. As far as the way he trains his boys, the positive messages that he's spreading with his videos. As far as just training with his boys and just being a father in their life, I very, very inspirational type of stuff on his Instagram page, man. But as far as the fight though with him and Tabiti, I've seen the Dorcos fight, the Favorite fight, some of his other fights, man. We fought the 17-0 guy, Tapia. I seen that fight. Cunningham, and usually when he goes against higher opposition, the Dorcos fight, obviously when he lost. When he goes against higher opposition, he usually goes to decision with those fights, or with the Dorcos, he got knocked out. The overhand right hand is a punch that I see a punch that Wilson can use to win that fight. Wilson, he only has about 9 fights, no losses. He had the last fight he had a few years ago, it was a majority draw. But his fighting style is he tries to come out of that, Mike Tyson-esque, Joe Frazier-esque type of style where he's crouching low. He's about 5'11", 6 feet, something like that, where he's crouching low and he wants to, throw hooks and uppercuts. Heavily muscle guy. He has a MMA combat, just mixed combat sports, boxing, MMA. I think I saw some kickboxing from him on YouTube. You guys can look all that stuff up. So he's, well versed into combat. But usually with heavily muscle guys that fight out of that style is you want to test their stamina. And will he have that same type? Because Tabiti's not a fast starter, and Wilson does like to start fast as far as trying to try to make the fight into a brawl. So, and I've seen him train with James Toney. I've seen him in the gym sparring, and I've seen him, like I said, train with Tony. I think I saw him in a Mayweather gym. I could be wrong about the Mayweather gym, but I've seen him in different gyms. I believe he's out in Cali. You know what I mean? I know the Mayweather gym is in Vegas, but I believe I saw some sparring from him. Or maybe that was Tabiti, or maybe both of them. But anyways, Tabiti's not a fast starter. So this could be an interesting fight for the first 2-3 rounds, man. But Tabiti likes to pick his shots. He likes to fight kind of in a slick manner where he wants to bait you in the counters. He loves throwing the jab and the straight right hand behind it. Step off to the side. He's a slick type of fighter. And he does have a decent KO percentage. I think it's like 75% KO percentage. So even though he's a slick guy, he likes to pick his spots. But like I said, a lot of those KOs are against overmatched guys. Because usually when he steps up, he goes decision. And he tries to outbox you, So classic style matchup. Slick type of boxer facing the aggressive come forward guy. Tabiti, I believe the interview, I know I saw an interview, but I believe what he said in the interview was yesterday that he's not planning on staying at heavyweight, or he'll think about it, you know what I mean? So, and he picked up a win, a TKO win a couple months ago, so he's been active, a lot more active than Wilson has been, but Wilson will be in shape. Like I said, I follow him on Instagram, and he's in great shape coaching his boys, but there's, fighting shape and boxing shape. He stays in the gym. So I can't wait to see that fight. get up a few more shots here, man, and I'm gonna talk about the Zhili Zhang fight and Philippe Herkovic fight. All right, man. Now we're gonna talk about Zhang versus Herkovic. Man, this type of fight right here, man. First of all, both guys, Olympic pedigree, medalists. I believe Zhang was in the 08 and 12. Can't remember right now, man, but I know Herkovic medaled. He was actually my favorite to win gold going into the 2016 Olympics. Look, from what I've seen of Zhang, from the Juan Good fight where he got knocked down with a sweeping right hand, I'm gonna talk about that right hand in a minute. He won the fight against Good, obviously. The fight against Good, fight against Curtis Harper, which I thought was one of his best performances, Zhang. I mean, just all his fights, even the fight against Forrest and Craig Lewis, like all those type of fights, man. To me, what gives him, like in the Forrest fight, what was giving him problems was the pace and the awkwardness of James Forrest. And Forrest gives a lot of dudes that he fights problems. Actually, Jermaine Franklin and all those other guys he was fighting, man, giving him problems. He even fought Takam tough, you know, but it was the awkwardness, and Forrest being relentless and putting on a fast pace that was making Zhang, when he wanted the rest, fight. Because Zhang likes to fight at a measured pace. He's well schooled. He has good defense for his size at heavyweight. He's not Pernell Whitaker, right? He's not about to be bending at the waist, giving you different looks, dropping his shoulders. He's more of a keep up a tight, high guard, slip when he has to, walk you down with the jab. He'll paw with the jab, probe with it, triple up with it, you know, to get close and close the distance so he can land a big left hand Either he likes to throw straight or he likes to loop with it, right? But with that said, though, if you put a pace on him and force him backwards and you can take his shot and throw him back, anything can happen, right? It's the heavyweight division. Herkovic, he kind of fights out of that, you know, Klitschko-esque type of style. He's done a lot of training with them. He grew up in the Klitschko camp, so I'm sure he took a lot of things from the Klitschkos. But he likes to, you know, have his left jab hand slightly extended, elbow slightly bent. He likes to keep it out in front of him with the right hand under his chin. You know, he's looking to dart in with a jab, throw an overhand right, which is his favorite punch. But then he likes to throw that sweeping left hook to the body. You know, that's one thing that I notice in his fights is when he throws that 1-2, he loves to come back with that sweeping left hook to the body. And speaking of sweeping shots, sometimes you don't see them because they could be jab or they could be at waist level. And next thing you know, the way you're delivering the punch, a guy might be looking for a straight right hand, but you're throwing a sweeping or a hook. They may be looking for a hook or a straight, but you're kind of sweeping with it. And that's the shot they caught Zhang when he fought Juan Good. It was a sweeping right hand. They caught him and dropped him. It was a legit knockdown. You know what I mean? So Hrgovic likes to throw those type of punches. You know, so I think he can force a fast-paced type of fight. But with that said, that's going to give Zhang the opening that he needs to throw counter punches. And when you got heavy-handed guys like this, and one guy is waiting, and he's looking for the right opportunity to hit you with a punch that you don't see coming, right? And those are shots that, from what I hear boxers say, that hurt you the most, the ones you don't see, right? So if Herkovic is trying to apply this pressure, and he doesn't see a big left hand coming, man, he's going to get dropped, or he's going to get hurt bad, or he might eat it. That's why, you know, you got to wait till fight night to see. But just me looking at it, though, man, that's what I think needs to happen for those guys to win that fight. I'm going to go with Herkovic because I think he has more than one way he can sit and slug with Zhang. I believe he can on paper, you know, just looking at his pedigree and his background. Both guys, like I said, come from a very good amateur background. I believe he can bang with him, but I think he can outbox him from the outside, and I think his feet will give Zhang some problems. Like I said, I don't think Herkovic is as awkward as, let's say, a guy like Forrest, but he does have some awkwardness with his movement because usually guys that are, you know, 6'6", 6'7", they're not really darting in and out, moving around like Herkovic. Even if you think Herkovic doesn't move that much, but for heavyweights, he does, in my opinion. Not like a Tyson Fury type of thing when Fury wants to move, but that type of movement. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go Herkovic in that fight. Herkovic does carry his hands low. You know what I'm saying? So something over the top. I really don't know in that fight, man, but I'm gonna lean towards Herkovic. I don't know, meaning I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. We gotta watch it, but just if I'm putting, my gut is telling me Herkovic. And I think it's gonna be, I can see this fight going the distance. I can see these guys respecting each other for a number of rounds. But Herkovic still outworking Zhang. You know, but sometimes guys get in there, you may think it'd be a slugfest, and they just respecting each other so much, it kind of turn into a dull fight. You know, so, but I'm gonna go Herkovic in that fight, man, either by late stoppage or decision. All right. A few more shots up, man. Then I'm gonna talk about AJ versus Usyk rematch. now my neighbor is sawing shit. So, hold on. Hopefully y'all can hear me, man, because I'm not going to do this one over. So, I know y'all probably like, damn, why didn't he talk about AJ and Usyk first? Hold on, y'all. Usyk, AJ 2. Jump right into it, man. So both these guys, last time they fought was against each other about, what, 11 months ago, something like that, 12 months ago, something like that, about a year ago. Look, AJ is going to continuously have problems with people that can move their feet, right? He's going to have problems with people that can move their feet. He's going to have trouble with people that have good hand speed. So, I'm a sweating mess right now. So, he's going to have people that can move their feet, people that have good hand speed. Right? Usyk is going to pose those problems in this fight as well. He's not going to sit there. I know AJ thing is he want to come in with a different mindset. And to me, nothing is going to physically change drastically, in my opinion, with Anthony Joshua over a few months span working with a new trainer. All right, I know he has a world-class trainer, but at the same time, it's about mindset. I heard Joshua bring something up yesterday. Well, let me put it like this. I didn't hear him say it out of his mouth, but I did see little clippings on the internet of Joshua saying that, and I didn't check it, but if this is true, what he says, put it this way. What I seen yesterday, him saying that if Usyk wasn't a southpaw, he would have beat him. It's like, well, he is a southpaw, and you didn't beat him last time. All right, so we will see how he does in this fight, man. I'm not sure what he was being taught in camp, and will it work? I guess we will see. But technically though, man, I just see Usyk using movement, using his hand speed, throwing punches at Joshua when Joshua's trying to rest or when he's trying to think. And while he's trying to think, okay, I got to cut the ring off, or I got to do this, or how am I doing that? As he's doing that, Usyk is still going to be active with his hands. He's not going to give Joshua time to just think. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to give him time to debate. He's going to be getting hit with punches, and he's going to be Joshua usually has to reset to throw punches. He has to be set to throw. Can he throw effective punches while Usyk is on the move, or while he's moving, whether he's stepping forward, stepping to the side, or stepping back, while Usyk is keeping his head offline? If Joshua gets into a super defensive posture, like I did see him doing spurts in the Usyk fight, where he was trying to move and trying to match Usyk tit for tat with his movement, you don't have the movement that Marius Breeders had. Nor do you put the work rate on like a guy like Michael Hunter had. Joshua, to me, comes more from like a Gassiev type of fighting approach, or maybe a Tony Bellew, you know, where he kind of upright with the high guard, looking for straight 1-2s with some occasional hooks and uppercuts. And to me, Usyk does really well against guys like that. Guys who can match his work rate, like a Breedis, or guys that can make him turn into a battle of attrition and try to up the work rate, like a Hunter, or even a guy like Chisora, who was able to bang with him. But Chisora, even a guy like Hunter, they know they're going to get hit back. Not that AJ doesn't know that, but they're expecting to get hit back because of the type of fighting style that they have. That's not really AJ's fighting style. His thing is to keep you at a distance and bust you up with punches. Chisora knows that he's going to have to give 3 or 4 to land one, and he's okay with that. He's been fighting like that forever. It wasn't like Chisora was this boxer type and then he turned into a brawler when he fought Usyk. That's how he always fights. He'll fight like that against everybody who he fights. So his mindset has been like that for his whole career. You know what I'm saying? So, but we will see if you know, AJ's team can get him to that place of where he's this fearless, throwing everything out the window. Because that's what I think he's going to have to do. He's going to have to just fight him. Like I heard Hasim Rahman say this, and I agree. He's going to have to just fight. I mean, we can break down, okay, he has to move this way and set this trap and, you know, set up his left hand by feigning and, you know, throwing the right hand with not much conviction so he can catch him with the hook. I mean, we can keep breaking that down, but really, he's going to have to just fight him. You can't box him. I don't think you can win this fight by boxing. And I don't think Usyk is going to make the same mistake that Ruiz did. Now, AJ did have a rematch, so he's shown in rematches that, you know, he can take care of business. But the one thing that Usyk is not going to do that Ruiz did was he's not going to help you by coming in and out of shape. Some people think that Usyk's mind may not be there because what's going on in his country with the war, and he's lost some friends, and I totally understand that. So some people think that his mind may not be into it. It may be elsewhere, but you can say that. But then there's a flip side of it where he may use that as even more motivation than he even had. And with a guy like Usyk, he always has motivation. Dude's a Olympian, a fucking gold medalist, impeccable amateur record and background, undisputed at cruiserweight, unified at heavyweight. I mean, he's about, what, 2 fights away from being undisputed. If he wins this, and then if he were to fight for undisputed right away, I mean, he's trying to make history, man. You know what I'm saying? So he's not used to losing. You know what I'm saying? So I believe if his mind wasn't in this, then he would just postpone it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But I think his mind is going to be there. That's just me from the outside looking in. To me, it's going to come down to putting pressure on Usyk and Joshua able to take those punches and keep coming forward. I just believe once he starts to get tagged clean, because it's going to be the clean punches, like power for power. I think AJ is a harder puncher than Usyk, but it's about getting hit with shots that you don't see and getting hit with multiples of shots that you don't see. It's just going to be enough to back AJ up, put him back in that place from last year of him getting hit and him not being able to do nothing about it when he's trying to cover up and swing back. To me, AJ is more of a put my high guard up. If you get off cool, then I'm going to come out of my shell to throw back. He's not really a catch, now, have there been fights where he has caught guys with counters? Yes, but that's not his forte, is to sit and catch you with counters all day. You know, he wants to initiate off the jab or just come with straight power punches, but he wants to initiate, right? And we've seen AJ get caught in exchanges. So I believe after the first Ruiz fight, he did not want to get caught in any type of exchanges. He'd rather hold on the inside or keep it strictly outside. And I think Usyk can probably throw some little rabbit punches on the inside whenever they tie up, kind of rough Joshua up and put him back in that mindset, or try to make Joshua fight a fast-paced fight. And I think AJ is going to come out looking for the knockout. And if he comes out looking for the knockout, it won't go 12, because we've seen him, his gas tank get a little bit empty. Even the fights where he held on or survived at 12, like the last fight against Usyk, he was dead tired after that, like dead tired. You know, and I didn't think that was a good look right after the fight, him hanging on ropes. And that goes with any fighter, because it just kind of gives the appearance of like, damn, you barely crossed the finish line, where the other guy looks like he has about 5 more rounds in him. And that's what I saw at the end of that fight. But anything can happen, man. I watched the little media day workout yesterday. Joshua looked a little, I'm not going to say he was winded, but even that little workout he did yesterday, obviously when you're moving like that, and you can be a sweat hog, right? Like me, I can work out for 5 minutes and be drenched. You know what I'm saying? And you can still be in great shape. But he, looked like he was breathing a little bit, but I'm not going to take too much away from it. I know people saying he looks slimmer, some people doesn't. Man, AJ always looked bulked up to me, man. I expect him to come in 240, 245-ish, somewhere in there. That's what I expect. But we will see. As far as Usyk, people think he looks bigger. To me, he's looked bigger ever since he's moved up to heavyweight. It doesn't look any different to me. I expect him to come in anywhere from 215 to 221, maybe 225 at the most. And people say he's going to be a little bit slower if he is a little bit bulkier. But I'll put it like this. Usyk, even if he is a little bit slower, he's still a lot faster than the typical heavyweight. Even if he's a little bit slower than he was at cruiser, still a hell of a lot faster than these other guys. Faster meaning hand speed, foot movement, and keeping his head off the line. All right, people are saying AJ should go to the body. I think on paper, I think that's a good thing. Go to the body, try to slow Usyk down, try to slow them legs down with body shots and set up shots up top. But when you go for the body, what are you giving up? Your head. You know what I'm saying? So AJ got to expect getting punched back and getting countered. But with all that said, man, even coupled with the first fight, I just see a replay of the first fight, and I expect this fight to end before the distance. I'm not really sure on the round, but if an ultra aggressive AJ comes out, I think the fight goes nowhere past 7 or 8. But if he tries to box a little bit, mix it in, try to stay away and coast, I can see a late stoppage, maybe decision. But I definitely see Usyk winning this fight, man. But my official prediction, I'm gonna go, fuck it. I think AJ will come out aggressive. That's why he got a new trainer. He's gonna come out with a different mindset. At least that's what he's talking about. I see Usyk TKO 8th round. That's what I'm gonna go with. All right. Y'all be good, man. I'm gone.